First off, being born in Toledo, I know you didn't spend a whole lot of time there in your childhood, but getting your first job right down the road there at Bowling Green, what did that mean to you?
Even more than that, we used to vacation in Put Bay, Catawba all the time, so I know Northwest Ohio very well. When I was at Notre Dame, we recruited the area. So I was born in Toledo, but we didn't spend much time. And the thing that always has impressed me about Bowling Green, it's not just a one-time wonder. You look at the record books, and tradition here at Bowling Green's the best in the MAC. And so that's the big reason why we took it.
And when you look back, I mean, you inherited a team that was 2-9 in 2000. You guys go 8-3 in 2001. What led to that turnaround?
Well, we had good players. You know, Coach Blackney, excellent football coach, and that happens in MAC conference. It happens everywhere. It started to slip a little bit, and we made some changes and different things. But we had a good roster, and we didn't have many, but the ones that stuck around and stayed, to this day, arguably the best group of seniors I've ever had.
And obviously, you've had a whole career full of accolades as a coach, but the 2001, after you won the MAC Coach of the Year, do you still look back on that at all, or what did that mean to you at the time?
Sure, I look back, and here's a 36-year-old that probably wasn't ready and did some things. Thank God that the social media wasn't around then and the TV cameras weren't on, because it was, what's the correct word? Not normal. It was the way we went about our business, but it was kind of experimental. It was like a lab of how we're going to try to do this. We want to coach them, make it every day as hard as possible, yet treat them like your own kid. You think of the best coaches I ever had were the hardest ones that just demanded so much of you, yet they were always there for you. And I have still a great relationship with those players today.
You talked about the maturity, being 36 years old. How much went into that? How much do you still take away and what you learned that season?
I worked for Lou Holtz, Earl Bruce, Bob Davey, and Sonny Lubick, and they're great mentors. There's bits and pieces of their programs in mine, and I was always preparing for that opportunity. Even when I was a young coach, I would watch the way Coach Bruce or Coach Holtz worked, and I would actually started a book called The Plan to Win on how we would do things if I ever got that opportunity. So it wasn't like in one evening said, hey, let's do this. I was working on this for quite a while, and obviously adapt, you change, you move, but the foundation was kind of set when I took over.
Being a coach who's seen it all, I mean, winning national titles and whatnot, looking back on the Toledo Bowling Green rivalry, do you ever still kind of look back on that?
Watch it every year, yeah. I still to this day watch the rivalry. I love that rivalry. It's, the fact that the school up north, Toledo, we used to call them, they have that rocket pointed right at the confines of Bowling Green Stadium, and we beat them our first year, lost our second year, and it was a war, and great rivalry.
When you look back on all the great coaches that have come out of Bowling Green, obviously you're headlining that list, but you look at all the coaches before you, what does it mean to you to be a part of that list?
Well, Bowling Green does it right. How many schools keep close with their coaches, and we do it the right way here. We're always going to be Falcons, and I remember one of the first things I did whenever I became a head coach at any school, but certainly Bowling Green, I'm on the phone with Gary Blackney, I'm on the phone with Mo Ankney, I'm on the phone with Don Nealon, and Coach Clausen carried that tradition. He had me come up, we stayed very close, and it's a fraternity, and we all support each other.
And lastly, Coach, when you look across the MAC, there's a lot of great coaches, a lot of young coaches coming up now. What do you know about Jason Candle, Mike Jinks, guys like that?
I know Jason Candle very well. Matt Campbell was a very close friend of mine. I tried to actually hire him at Ohio State when he was assistant at Toledo and became the head coach. Coach Jinks, I know him a little bit. I just have, I treat Bowling Green different, and the coach knows that. We have our camps and everything, or if anything, Bowling Green moves right to the front of every other school in the MAC conference. You got Frank Solich, who's the dean. You got excellent coaches in the MAC. I thought that when I was there. And it's the most balanced conference in all America. Any team can win it every year.